Hey everyone, it's Rose, and today I wanted to make a Valentine's Day video. I did kind of a pink smoky eye today and a little heart through my eyeliner, and so I'm just having fun with Valentine's Day, and I went crazy with my makeup because Lord knows I'm not going to be kissing anyone on Valentine's Day. I just want to say to all the trans folks out there, when you're meeting a new person or when you're dating, just stay safe. If you're meeting a new person at a location, you should always give that location to a friend or to someone that you trust. So one of the first questions that I thought about when coming up with the ideas for this video, I was like, okay, so a lot of people wonder how do you tell someone that you're transgender? Or when do you disclose the information that you're trans? I do think it's safer just to disclose your transgender status to a new person that you're dating before you meet them in person. Transgender women, we have a 1 in 8 chance of being murdered. That's just a really scary statistic that we have to live with. And there have been so many stories in the news in the last couple of years of women who have even been in relationships with men for years, and then they find out that they're trans, and then some sort of attack happens. So before even considering going out on a date, I always make sure to disclose that information just because I want to avoid any conflict, any possibility that something bad is going to happen. And I know oftentimes, at that point, that could end the date. A lot of people just don't want to date a trans person because they're scared, intimidated, too afraid of the stigma, I don't know, but a lot of people will just end it right there. I think part of the shame that a lot of men feel for dating trans women, I feel like they question themselves and their sexuality, or they're scared that people are going to ask them oh, so you dated a trans woman, does that make you gay? Are you gay? And that's just such a ridiculous concept to me because I'm a woman, and if you're a man and you're interested in me, that is a heterosexual attraction. One time I went on a date with this guy who I had already known, we had hung out before, we had a lot of friends that we knew, and we went on a date and he kept asking me all these questions, and he was so he knew I was trans, but he was he couldn't get over the genital question. He was just so focused on what was in between my legs the whole time, and I was just look, this is a first date, unless I'm interested in sleeping with you, you don't need to know. It's none of your goddamn business what's in between my legs. But he was really worried that his friends were gonna think he was gay and that he would be questioned, and he was he wasn't worried about his sexuality, he was sure in his, and he was oh yeah, I'm straight, and I know you're a woman, and you're super beautiful, but he just couldn't get over the stigma and what other people would think about him. And that just kind of leads me into another issue of dating when trans. A lot of people just want to keep you their dirty little secret, essentially. They're oh, you're super, super hot, it's so sexy, oh, a transgender woman, that's so hot, one of the check marks on the list of oh, I've done that fetish. That's such a disgusting way to think about it. I'm not a fetish, I'm a human, and, I have feelings, and it's so disgusting to be treated that way, to just be objectified. What's really interesting is I thought it would be kind of difficult to switch from dating gay men to straight men, but honestly there's really not much of a difference, except that straight men, I feel like they definitely have to expand their minds and their definitions of language that they use. Sometimes it's just hard for men to kind of process that in their brain, it's just a rewiring in their brain, even though they're still very attractive and everything's fine. I even have a couple of online dating profiles, and I always I'm always really cautious on those because there's just a lot of creeps. To be honest, it can be really difficult, but I just wanted to say thank you to Tinder for expanding their gender options on their on their app. You can now, instead of just choosing male or female, you can choose non-binary or transgender male, transgender female, and I think there's like over 100 different categories that you can choose from, however you identify and however you want to label it. I mean, a lot of them are really repetitive, like transgender woman versus transgender female and male to female. Like, there's all these different categories, and that's just really huge. You know, it tells the world trans people exist, we are real, we matter. I also wanted to just mention the CEO of Trans Models in New York City. Her name is Petched. She just started a transgender dating app called T-Day app, and I have a profile. I haven't really used it much, but it's huge, like a transgender CEO owning a transgender dating app. Like, that's just really huge and really important, you know, and giving us a safe space where we can find people to connect with. While dating can be really difficult, I've also been on a lot of really great dates with men since transitioning. I also think it's interesting, since I've transitioned, I'm also, I don't know, I think I'm much more attracted to femininity than I was. Like, when I identified as a gay male, like, I was really, really into masculinity, and I just, like, put it on this pedestal, and I was like, you know, like, I want, like, a grungy guy, like, a hairy chest, you know, like, I was into, like, this ideal image of masculinity in a man, but now I'm so much more into femininity. You know, when it comes to sexuality and non-binary people, I think it's just, honestly, at that point, like, sexuality is fluid, and, like, you should expand, like, your definitions. Like, you can be in, like, no one is the ideal one gender. Like, no one is perfectly 100% feminine or masculine. And, like, society and, like, the definitions of femininity and masculinity have changed so many times throughout history. Like, it's really hard to define that. And because that's so linked to gender and to biology and to sexuality, it's just this really complicated mess that sometimes you should just throw away all the words and all the labels and just let people be people and let love be love. And if you're attracted to someone, go for it. And if you're not, that's fine. Dating while being transgender can be really, really hard. But I definitely have faith. I'm sure I'll find that someone eventually. I don't really believe in the one or anything like that, and I've never even celebrated Valentine's Day, even when I did have someone that I was with. I've just never done anything for it. But if you do, stay safe, have fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you all in the next video.